Molly and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen my last video yet, go check it out. If you're a new viewer, hello! My name is Molly Davis. I'm a college student who has a stutter. And this is truly a fun MTV. I'm kidding, no it's not. Hello! So today I'm going to be talking about my experience with depressed as a person who stutters. Now if you are unfamiliar with how I got involved with speaking to depressed in the first place, last year there was a shooting at my high school and something I tweeted while we were still on lockdown went viral, and so depressed people saw it and they reached out to me to talk. So that's how I got involved with depressed in the first place. I'm going to be talking about some positive experiences and some not so positive experiences. I'm going to start with the terrible experiences so that we can end this talk on a happy note. So the first negative experience I had as a person who stutters with depressed was the day after the shooting on a Wednesday. I was invited to a press thing that was taking place on a Thursday, and the producer of the show wanted to call me to run through the questions that they would be asking me on this show, and so that I was prepared and I was totally fine with that. But like as she started to ask the questions, obviously I have a stutter, so I was stuttering. And she asked if I was okay, and I responded, yes, I'm okay. I have a stuttering disorder, but it's not a huge deal. And she said, well, it sounds like a big deal. And that hurt. I understand that it was probably an impulsive thing, but at the same time, I kind of expect people to be able to control their impulses that sound kind of nasty at first. And I just don't like other people telling me how bad my stutter is. Like, if I'm saying that it's not a big deal to me or how I talk, then it's not. And I just felt very uncomfortable on the phone with her for like the rest of our conversation. And that press thing ended up falling through for a completely separate reason, but honestly I'm kind of glad it did, because I felt very uncomfortable for the rest of our talk because of how she reacted to me saying I have a stutter but it's not a big deal. So yes, just an open letter to everybody who might be talking to somebody who has a stutter in the near future. Do not tell them that it sounds like a big deal if they say that it's not. That is not nice. So negative experience number 2. I talked about this in my video with Special Books by Special Kids, and I wanted to elaborate on it because I was talking to somebody on Facebook the other day who very much misinterpreted the entire situation of what happened, and I don't want other people to misinterpret it in that same way. So before I even start the story, I just want to say the other 3 kids that depressed talked to who were not from my school were other students who were protesting. They were not crisis actors. I don't believe in crisis actors. I've been called one. They were other students who were there protesting. They just didn't go to my school. They were not crisis actors. The press was not trying to turn them into students from my school. That is not what happened at all. So this took place in June, about 3 months after the shooting. Some students and I from across the country planned an event in DC, and on the morning of the event, a press person pulled myself and 3 other people aside to just like ask us questions about about why we were planning this event, like what the cause meant to us, and questions like that. And he talked to each of us separately, and in the final clip that was aired on television that night, all three of the other students he talked to, who are my friends, were included in the final cut, but I was not. And I think it is very safe to assume that I was not included because I was stuttering in the clip that he took of me responding to his questions. And like from an objective standpoint, like I do understand that like there are time constraints and but honestly I wasn't stuttering terribly. I wasn't stuttering on like every syllable that I said. I don't think it was intense enough to a point where he had to cut my clip, and that's why it hurts so much. And it also hurts so much because yes, like the other students had like important motivations to be there, but I was the only person who was there from my school. I was the only person who could stand in front of the camera and I was the only person who could stand in front of the camera and say, hey, I'm here because of what happened at my school. Please don't forget about them. And in being cut out, I felt like I was failing my school and that I wasn't the person who should be speaking for them, and that hurt a lot. Because I love my high school so much. All of my teachers there, I adore them. I love the students who I'm friends with who are still there. I want to be able to tell their story on a large platform, and so that people don't forget about them and forget about the school and the community as a whole. And when like I have that opportunity like snatched away, I feel like I'm failing. But on a positive note, all of my experiences with the press have not been terrible experiences. And just as another disclaimer, I guess, I don't hate the press. I adore the press. I want to be a journalist someday. I just want them to treat people with stutters in a way that doesn't make them feel like what they have to say isn't important. So some examples of that from positive press experiences that I've had. I was in a short documentary, which I will link in the description, so go check it out. But when the person came to my house to film me for it in May, I stuttered like through the entire thing. I was stuttering a lot that day, and after he left the house, I started crying because I was so scared that because I was stuttering so much, like he wouldn't include my clips, and like I wouldn't be able to tell the story of my school, and I was just like very emotional about it. And so I texted him like, hey, like I'm super sorry that I stuttered so much, but I hope that doesn't like impact my clips being included. And he texted back and said not to worry about it because what I had to say was important, and that I did fine, and that comforted me a lot. And in the end, I was included in the documentary. I could tell my school story, and it meant so much. And just another side note, since the event in June, I have been being upfront with every press person that I talk to about my stutter, and I haven't been cut from anything since I've started being upfront about it. So I think that's helped my case a lot to just like have the first thing I say to press people who speak to me be like, hey, I have a stutter, I can't control it. I hope that doesn't influence my clips being included, because I feel like saying it and like having them realize I'm saying it because in the past my clips have been cut. I don't think it guilts them, because that's a really loaded word that I don't want to use, but I think it reminds them that I have a story worth telling and that my stutter doesn't make that story less worth it. So if you're seeing this as a person who stutters, who has a topic or a cause that they're passionate about, please do not let your stutter hold you back from speaking out. I decided after the shooting at my school that speaking out for my school was much more important than my stutter, and while I sincerely hope that it doesn't take a tragic event and that my viewers don't have to go through a tragic event like that, I hope that you find confidence in speaking about the things that you care about and the things that you're passionate about, like I have, just like without the traumatic event part. I will see you guys next Saturday. I love you guys so much. Come talk to me in the comments, come talk to me on social media, and read the description. I love you guys so much.